Hey crew, it's Renee Noah Harris here with a slow flow practice that is designed to soothe the areas of the body that tend to build tension in times of stress. We'll begin in a child's pose. So take your knees wide, bring your big toes to touch, and then take your arms out in front of you, lower your forehead down. Take a moment to allow everything to get very heavy towards the ground. So release any tension in your fingers. Allow your arms to get really heavy. Allow your spine to feel really heavy, your hips to feel heavy, your shin bones to heavy. And then against the weight of your body, feel a lightness as you take a deep inhale breath. And then open your mouth and breathe it out. Eyes open or closed. Come to a tabletop, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and then with your next breath in, cow pose, you drop your belly, put your heart forward, lift your chin away from your chest, so there's an arching of your spine. And then cow pose, cat pose, as you exhale. Inhale, arch through your spine, pull your heart through the gateway of your arms. And then round in as you breathe out. Keep gripping through all 10 finger pads. Pressure into the knuckle of your first finger and thumb as you arch your spine. Bring a deep breath in. And then round in and empty. And come to a neutral spine. I'd like you to step your left foot back, your toes tucked under. Spend a moment pressing your left heel back behind you, feeling a stretch through the back of your left ankle, the left calf. Keep your belly drawing in, your tailbone lengthening towards the left heel. And then spin your left heel down, reach your left arm up. So you're in a supported side plank. For most of us, the tendency will be to have the hips sort of piking, that the butt presses back behind. I want you to press your hips forward, lengthen your tailbone, so that way it's lengthening towards the left heel. And if balance feels tricky as you do that, then feel free to tuck your right toes or maybe kickstand your right foot off to the right. And take your left hand down, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Spend a moment moving backwards and forwards in your hips, deepening the bend of your left knee and then straightening a little. You might create some circles in your hips, or maybe you like moving sort of more in this linear pattern. If your eyes are closed, notice if there is tension building in the muscles around your eyes. And if your eyes are open, then really pay attention to what it is that you're looking at. Use this time on your mat as not just movement, but really a movement meditation. And the next time you deepen the bend of your front knee, you're lunging forward, reach your arms up. You want to have a grunting sound effect like I did, please feel free. Take your left hand to your left thigh, apply a little bit of pressure down, find more length through the sides of your waist, more length through the sides of your neck, and then reach your right arm up and over. See if you can maintain the steadiness of your breath. This gentle, steady flow. It offers a point of stability. And we'll come to a simple twist. Take your right hand down, pick your right knee up, and then lift your left arm up. Feel the inner line of your left leg hug into the center line of your body. And then as you take your left hand down, I'd like you to spin your back heel flat. You're sort of somewhere between a warrior one and a warrior two in the legs. And then crawl your fingertips away off the front right corner of your mat. And if it feels okay on your head and your neck, I'd like you to just drop and release your skull down in between your arms. Once again, pay attention to your breath. Notice when the body is perhaps a little more stressed, how the breath may react to that stress. And you bring a sense of ease to your nervous system by making a very deliberate choice to breathe in a way that tells your nervous system that everything is okay. Walk your hands back. Step back into a plank pose. So you're on the top of a push-up. Inhale. Child's pose with your emptying breath. Tabletop as you breathe in. Cat pose, round through upper back as you breathe out. Inhale to cow. And find a neutral spine. Hug your front ribs into your back body. Pull your belly in. And then step your right foot back this time. You'll tuck your right toes under. Spend a moment pressing your right heel back behind you. And then spin your right heel down. Reach your right arm up. Notice if the weight feels like it's just falling into your bottom hand. And I'd like you to actively press your left hand down. And as you do that, feel yourself lift up out of your left shoulder and you increase. You feel length across the wingspan. And then you take your right hand down, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, and you'll spend a moment moving forward and back, or perhaps creating circles if that's what felt good for you. Lunge deeply back into your front knee. Reach both arms up. And then take your right hand down to your right thigh. A little pressure down. A lot of lift up. And side bend up and over to your right. And come back through center. Take your left hand down under your left shoulder. Left toes tucked so you can lift your left knee. And then reach your right arm up. Simple twist. A little less instruction than usual from me today. Notice how you fill the space. See if you can be soothed by the steadiness of your own breath in and out. And take your right hand down, spin your back heel flat, crawl your fingertips off the front left corner of your mat, drop your head down. And feel your fingertips grounding you down firmly, and then your hips moving back against the stability of your fingers. Then moving diagonally away. And at the same time, the big toe mound of your right foot is grounding firmly down. And then come back. And this time I'd like you to step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. So you're in a slightly wider legged forward fold. And fold your body over your legs. Hold on to opposite elbows, let your head hang. Switch the cross of your elbows. Release your hands. Walk your feet a little closer together so they're more like hips distance. Lift up halfway, bring a breath in. Fold forward, breathe out. Come to a chair pose. Bend your knees, drop your hips, reach your arms up. Cactus your elbows out to the sides. And then step your left foot all the way back. So now you're in a crescent lunge. Cactus in your arms. I want you to straighten through your front leg, reach your arms up. Warrior two, spin your back heel down, open your arms out. Take your right hand to your right thigh. Press down so that way you feel your right ribs moving away from your right thigh. Keep that. Reach your left arm up and over. Right, most of us are going to be used to side bending in the other direction. Just play with this. Notice how it feels in your body. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just, the honesty of looking at the question. And then straighten your front leg, reverse triangle, left thigh comes to the outside of your left leg. Reach your right arm up and back. Extended side angle. Rebend your front knee. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. And then sweep your left arm overhead. Have your pinky finger spin to face down. And then stretch all the way from the pinky toe edge of your left foot to the pinky finger on your left hand. And then we'll come into a side facing forward fold. So both hands come down, pivot your right foot over to the left. With your fingertips down, lift up halfway, bring a breath in. Fold, breathe out. Once more like that, half lift, inhale. Fold and exhale. And this time as you lift up halfway, breathe in. With your breath out, walk your hands back to the front of your mat, pivot all 10 toes to face forward, and then step your left foot forward. Feet hips distance, half lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, bend your knees, reach your arms up. Exhale to cactus your elbows out to the sides. And then step your right foot all the way back. You're in a crescent lunge. Straighten your front leg. Reach your arms up. Breath in. Warrior two. Spin your back heel down. Rebend into your front knee. Open your arms out. Really nice. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Notice the tendency. I'm talking to myself. If it lands for you too, great. Notice the tendency to shift your rib cage over towards the left. Your right hip might be hiking up too. I want you to see if you can drop your right hip, pick your left hip up, and move your left ribs over to the right. Keep that, reach your right arm up and over. Then reverse triangle, straighten through your front leg. Right hand comes to the outside of your right leg. Lift your left arm up and over. Keep the left hip point lifting up away from the top of your left thigh. Extended side angle, rebend. Left forearm, left thigh. Reach your right arm up and over your head. And we're not moving fast right now, but notice as we do take shapes that tend to build more heat in the body, what begins to happen in your mind? What begins to happen to your breath? Right, pay attention and see if instead of being swept away by any thoughts or any particular sensation, see if you can remain in that space that observes it all. Pivot your left toes to the right, fold over a wide-legged straddle, fingertips down, lift up halfway, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. And this time you'll lift up, pull your heart forward. And then pull your heart all the way back around to the front as you pivot your feet to face forward. Step back, high plank. Child's pose. Tabletop inhale. Cat pose, round as you exhale. Cow, take a breath in. And then find a neutral spine. I'd like you to step your right foot back and then take your right foot over to the left. Right, you'll spend just a moment here feeling this gentle or perhaps more extreme, depending on how your body's feeling right now, stretch through the right side of your lower back, the right hip, and the right lungs. I want you to feel your right shoulder moving over towards the left side. And keep the right toes grounding down. And then keep the right leg where it is. Just recenter your spine. And then as you bend your right knee is going to come to the outside of your left knee. So you're in a Gomukhasana or a cow face legs. Separate your feet a little more from each other. Walk your hands back. And you'll sit in between your feet. Now for some of you, that's a transition that feels simple and familiar. For some of you, that's a transition that feels like neither of those things. This is an uncomfortable shape. I completely understand. Sit on something, whether you have a block or maybe a pillow, or you can release your bottom leg out. Our bodies show up so differently every day based on what we've done, how we've moved, how we've felt. The areas that we tense very naturally when we experience moments of stress. Our bodies can show up very differently each day. And our job, my job, is to simply welcome that difference. Use it to learn more about who we are. How we show up. And how we want to show up. I'd like you to make your way back to a tabletop. You might unravel your legs. You might roll forward and unravel them from that position. As you arrive in that place, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, drop your belly, pull your heart forward, breathe in. Round, breathe out. Neutralize your spine and step your left foot back. Take your left foot over to the right. Feel your left shoulder spin over to your right. Let's see how you can adjust this shape ever so slightly to feel a stretch through the left side of your body, from the left hip point to the left armpit. Even notice the position of your left heel. For most of us, we'll drop over to the left. See if you can actively press your left heel over to the right. Find a bend in my right elbow helps. Keep your left leg where it is. Bring your shoulders back over your wrists and then bend your left knee so it comes to the outside of your right leg. Separate your feet. Sit back in between your heels. Notice if this side invites the same variation or perhaps something different to the other side. Feel your inner thighs, even though they are rotating away from each other. I want you to feel like you're trying to rotate them in towards each other. See if that helps you maintain the natural curvature of your lower spine, a length through the sides of your waist. Breathe steady. Relax your shoulders. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Now this time, take your hands back behind you. Lean back a little so you can unravel your legs. Bring the soles of your feet together in a butterfly. Hold onto your ankles. Bring your heart forward as you breathe in. Lean into the back of your heart as you round, empty out. Pull your heart forward, roll onto the front edge of your pelvis. Breathe in. And see if you can keep this forward momentum as you fold over any amount. Crawl your hands forward. Notice if you lost the length of your spine in favor of a tucked tailbone. You can walk your hands back a little, recommit to that forward motion of your pelvis, like a wheel rolling forward. Press into your fingertips, lift up a little, breathe in. Bend your elbows, fold, breathe out. And this time lift up, extend your legs out in front of you, legs straight, or movement towards straight. I have actually a little bend in my knees, fold forward. Lift up, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, you lift and gather length through your spine. And exhale, you try to take that length with you as you fold back over your legs. Walk your hands back. And then lay down. If you'd like to take a happy baby, you're more than welcome. You hold on to the outside blades of your feet. Here for about 5 breaths before we lay into Shavasana. And if Shavasana is the place where you already want to be, then please, by all means, be there. And as you feel ready, lay into the space of your final rest. Let your feet fall out to the sides. Your legs are heavy. You can take up as much or as little space with your arms as you like. Maybe they're around your body or maybe they're on your body. Close your eyes if that feels safe and supportive to your practice. Just allow your thoughts to float on every breath. Allow your body to heavy. Your mind to slow. Breath to feel both deep and light. This feels like a space you want to stay in. I invite you to stay for as long as feels good. If you feel complete with your practice, in your own time, you can make your way up into a seat and out into the world. And thank you for slowing down with me today.